This is Blaine Aythorne, and welcome to the Friday, December 19th, 2014 update call. I'm so excited to be sharing this update call with you because it is a special time of the year. You know, Troy McClain had mentioned in his update call the holiday season. And whatever holidays you celebrate or maybe not celebrate, it is a unique time of year. It's a time of year where we celebrate life and we celebrate our relationships. We celebrate our successes. You know, as we come to the conclusion of a calendar year, we're quickly coming to the conclusion of 2014. Many times we reflect, and we reflect on how did my year go? And recently I had the privilege of doing a free Saturday training in Chicago called Building Your Success Momentum. And one of the things that we shared in that training was make sure as you look back on the past year that you count your wins. Regardless of how big or small they may be, don't get in the habit of saying, well, I could have done this better, or I could have done that better, or I meant to go to the gym and work out more, or I thought I was going to make more money. See, throughout the last year, you've scored wins. You've put points on the board. That's what I'm going to encourage you to focus on as you reflect back on 2014. Focus on the wins, because there's a saying that goes, success builds success. You string together a whole bunch of little successes, and you're on your way to having bigger successes, and bigger successes, and bigger successes. So as you think about your wins, and you think about the points that you've scored, leverage that as we move into 2015, and you will launch into 2015 with success momentum. You will do more, and be more, and have more this year. And as you are sharing your valuable time with people during this holiday season, let some of these people know that are special in your life how thankful and grateful and appreciative you are for them. It's a great time to let people know what they mean to you. And let them know how much you value the relationships that you have. You know, as we're in this busy holiday season, sometimes we forget to be in the moment. So the next thing I would like to share with you is spend quality time with people. Sometimes it's so hectic, we say, gee, I'm at this holiday party, but then tonight we have to make more food because the following day we're going over to so-and-so's house and we have a celebration that we have to do there. So as we're sharing time with people, our minds are already projecting to what we have to do tonight or the following day. Be in the moment and have quality conversations. You know, Zig Ziglar used to say, people do not care how much you know until they first know how much you care. And that's a profound statement. Many times we want to share with people all the things that we know or that we have learned. First and foremost, let's show other people how much we care about them. Ask them questions about their year, what's going on in their life, what's happening with their family, and be a good listener. And let people know you genuinely care and have concern for them. Maybe reach out to some people during this holiday season that are somewhat less fortunate than you. And pick up the phone and just let them know that you care about them. Let them know how much you value and appreciate them. The next point I would like to talk about is something called the TAP principle. So one of the subjects that we covered in the Saturday training that I did in Chicago, the TAP principle is called the thought-action principle. The thought-action principle. And we could spend all day talking about this, but I'll just summarize it. You know, if you go through any of the material from Ed Foreman and Erling, they talk about the fact that your thoughts become your actions. Your actions, repeated over and over again, develop your habits. And your habits ultimately build the character that you become. I'm going to suggest to you, start looking at your actions. Your actions are the window to your thoughts. If you say, you know what, Blaine, I am thinking all the right thoughts. I'm thinking positive. I'm thinking about making more money. I'm thinking about getting in better shape. I'm thinking about doing more and being more and having more. If you want to know what the reality of your thoughts are, start to evaluate your actions. Are your actions congruent with the thoughts that you say are your dominant thoughts? See, it's impossible to have an action that's incongruent with your thoughts because the thoughts are the seeds that spring forth your actions. That being said, I'm going to encourage you to take some action as we roll into 2015. See, we have a series of free Saturday trainings. And Troy McLean, myself, and Chris McGarrihan, when we had the opportunity to help move Gin forward, we made a conscious decision that for several months we were going to get out into the field and we were going to do a lot of Saturday trainings because we wanted to have some face time with our valued members. We wanted to get to better know our members around the world, and we wanted you to get to better know us. These Saturday trainings are unique because it's in a different venue than a major event. At a major event, we have hundreds and hundreds of people, and it's hard to get personal time with a Chris McGarrihan. It's hard to get personal time with a Troy McLean. It would be difficult for me to share personal time with you. When we get together at these free Saturday trainings, it's a more intimate setting. It's a closer bond because we don't have as many people there. That means you can ask questions. You can get more involved. You can get more involved with us. We can get more involved with you, and you can get more involved with your fellow Gin brothers and sisters. We have a series of free Saturday trainings coming up in January. Now, one of the things that I want to share with you is Chris McGarrihan mentioned in one of his update calls, we have some mind-blowing things that we're going to be releasing throughout the course of 2015. Is it just going to be Chris McGarrihan and Blaine Aythorne and Troy McLean doing Saturday trainings? Well, of course not. We have content providers and other great educators that you will be exposed to as we go through the balance of 2015. The other thing is, Chris McGarrihan, myself, Troy, we have all been tasked and assigned to duties and responsibilities to help Gin grow. These are more than full-time jobs behind the scenes. Think about Troy McLean as CEO. Think about all of the things that Chris McGarrihan has to work on, other projects that I am assigned to. So we're not going to have the ability to be out there in the field doing these Saturday trainings at the same level that we have over the past several months. Not that we wouldn't love to. It's just that the one thing we're all equal on is we're all equal on time. We all have to work within a 24-hour clock, 168 hours in a week. So in order for us to serve you as Gin members, and in order for us to help this club continue to do more and be more and have more and continue to deliver in exchange in abundance, we have to work on a lot of major projects behind the scenes. And the reason that I'm sharing that with you is take advantage of the opportunity to spend some quality time with Chris McGarrihan, with Troy, with myself. One of the comments that I commonly hear from our Gin members is, you know what, I didn't realize Chris McGarrihan knew so much about personal and professional development. See, maybe in the past you got exposed to Chris more on the level of building the affiliate program and thought that that was the entire scope of his expertise. Chris McGarrihan has a very powerful success story. If you get to know more about Chris, and some of you have, and he shares with you where he started his life and where he is today, what an amazing success story. What an amazing success story that ties right into our Gin principles. He has a wealth of information and a wealth of knowledge to share. In a lot of the information that Troy is sharing, or Chris is sharing, or I will share, these are not canned programs that we just pulled off of a shelf. The amount of time that it takes to research, to customize, and create a specific program for Gin members that resonate with our Gin members takes countless hours. It's not just 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon on a free Saturday training. It's hours and weeks of preparation to make sure you get the value that you deserve. You know, Chris McGarrihan, someone saw one of Chris's trainings, just a snippet of one of Chris's trainings. And this was an individual who heads a major corporation. And they approached Chris and said, we'd like you to be a keynote speaker for our company, for our organization. Now, the amount that he was offered between his speaking fee, travel, airfare, and so forth, was well over $20,000. Not for a day of training, for a keynote, to speak for an hour to an hour and a half. This is the kind of value that other people see in the training that we deliver. Troy McLean works with Lockheed Martin They pay them thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to share information to their people. Imagine the information that you're able to harness and garner with Troy McClain, not just teaching a canned program, teaching a specific program tailored to the Global Information Network, to the GIN principles, to the things that we learn in our levels of training. This, in my opinion, is priceless. And the amount of return that you can get on your investment of time can pay dividends in the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, throughout your lifetime. So even though we're not going to have the opportunity to do as many Saturday trainings personally, I'm going to encourage you to seize the moment and take advantage of these free Saturday trainings coming up in January. January 10th, Chris McGarrihan is teaching a program in Dallas, Texas, called Money and the Law of Attraction. Money and the Law of Attraction. And don't let the name confuse you and say, oh, that's information I've heard before. Everyone that's come to these free Saturday trainings said, I've learned something new and different. And the information was presented in a completely unique and dynamic way. I'm going to encourage you to immediately, if you're within striking distance, go to the program on January 10th, presented by Chris McGarrihan in Dallas, Texas. You will not regret it. You will leave there going, it was worth my investment of time, effort, and energy to participate in this training. The following week, January 17th, Troy McClain is doing a program in Denver, Colorado, called Practice What You Teach with Positive Principles in Motion. Practice what you teach with positive principles in motion. Those of you who have had a chance to hear Troy McClain, again, I've had people say, Troy is such a cool guy. I've gotten to better know Troy on a personal and professional level. I see how much wisdom he has, how much knowledge he's accumulated. Look at Troy's success story. See, all of us come from blue-collar backgrounds, Chris, myself, Troy. And whatever we share with you is we've been able to harness some skills and some principles and a way of thinking over a period of years and years and years that all tie into the whole value proposition of the Global Information Network. Write that date down, January 17th, Troy McClain, Denver, Colorado. Catch his program while he's still out in the field doing some of these free Saturday trainings. In the future, you might only be able to see him at major events or have limited access to the CEO because he's working on CEO duties and responsibilities. On that same day, January 17th in New Jersey, I will be teaching a program called Beat Your Own Best. Beat Your Own Best. And the acronym is BYOB. Don't confuse that with Bring Your Own Bottle. It's not bring your own bottle to the training. It is take a look at units of time in your life when you felt you were the best in a certain category. You scored a high level of achievement, whether that was a high level of achievement in financial success, whether it was that was a point in time, Blaine, where I was in my absolute best shape. That was a point in time where I just felt euphoric and good and happy every single day. Hey, this was a point in time, Blaine, where I was energized and excited about life. So think about the best that you've experienced in your life. And then come to this training with the attitude, I'm going to set a new score. I'm going to beat my own best. Whatever I felt was the best that I've had in the past, I'm going to set my mind to do even better this year in these respective categories. Whatever my personal high was financially, I'm going to beat my own best. Whatever my personal high was in terms of my feel-good factor, I'm going to beat my own best. That is going to be the mission of that training. You know, I've been teaching for 30 years. Chris McGarrihan has been teaching information for over 20 years. Troy McClain has been teaching since he was a young guy in his 20s. Share some of this experience with us. We love to see you at these Saturday trainings, and I know you will exit the Saturday training being able to do more, be more, and have more. In conclusion, for this audio update, I am going to wish you a phenomenal holiday season, but I want you to know that the holiday season doesn't end when a holiday is over. We celebrate a holiday every single day. It's called a new day. And every day we get a chance to open up presents. Every day we get a chance to look at the gifts that we have. So we are going to be committed as we launch into 2015 to help the Global Information Network and its members do more and be more and have more. I know that you're going to be able to do more, be more, and have more, and I know that you're going to be able to help others do the same. This is Blaine Aythorn. I am excited to be able to share this information with you. I'm looking forward to seeing you at a free Saturday training. I'm looking forward to seeing those of you who are registered for the cruise, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next major event that we'll be announcing. So stay tuned. We've got some exciting things coming up in the year 2015, and we've got an exciting journey that we're going to be on together. Again, this is Blaine Aythorn. Have an awesome week, and I will see you next year.